Yo folks, welcome back to Let's Play Call of Duty 1, and today we're doing a much more interesting finale than we did last time. This time we're going to go after some V2 rockets as the British, and with me, as always...
Hey everybody, it's the Last Robokai, and I'm looking forward to everything. I just love everything. I can't wait.
And back with us again, of course.
Hi, I'm Skillness62, and I'm just interested to watch this because this is the one mission of the British campaign I honestly cannot remember from the last time I played it.
I think it's the most mechanically fun finale. The Soviet one is more fun thematically because, you'll see, I shouldn't spoiler my own Let's Play, but it's really fun. But as we're seeing here on the briefing, we are going after some V2 rockets that are being fired at Britain. And this was something that the SAS did a lot in the end part of the war. And Skillness, you were saying that they're mentioning The Hague here, and you actually lived right near where that was?
Yeah, basically, way back when I lived used to live in the Netherlands, in The Hague there's a large suburb called Bezuidenhout, which is suspiciously new compared to the rest of the buildings in The Hague. And the reason being was that the RAF, in its attempts to clear out the V2 launchers, missed and bombed that particular suburb flat.
Oops.
Whoops, my bad, if I ever heard one.
That's really not funny, and I shouldn't be laughing, but I am.
Yeah, essentially. No, it is, but it's sort of slightly ridiculous. Although, to be honest, if you know the area, you can see why they missed, because it's basically a massive forest.
Well, at least it was explainable then.
But you can actually go, and they've turned one of the launching platforms into a kid's playground. Which I know very well because we used to get drunk there.
And it hasn't been, like, the British haven't gone back and had another go at it and tried to get it right.
Well, unless you count me and my friends, no.
That's getting bombed on there, not bombing it. So, with that lovely story in mind, let's go ahead and get started.
I can't say that word.
I'm not even going to try.
Alright, Evans. We'll head east, destroying any targets of opportunity. Then we'll meet up with the rest of the squad as planned. You take point, I'll provide support with the Brent.
It's good to see Sergeant Waters back.
Yay.
It's also actually really, really nice that he rolls out with a Bren gun, because Bren gunners are amazingly lethal.
Oh well, we're doing well so far.
Anytime they give you a sniper rifle, it's basically a license to kill.
But just as well, it would be terrible if you were engaging in the war and the war inspector came up and asked to see your license and you didn't have one.
Yeah, in hindsight, I really could have come up with a better idiom there.
Can't see it, I'm shaking my head at the moment.
There are high points in my commentary and there are low points. That was one of the low ones. But this is a high point because I just got rid of the Sten.
Hooray!
R.I.P. Sten. You will be missed by, well,
no one.
Nobody at all.
There's some guy with an array of pipes in his house, just like wiping a tear from his eye.
This is one of the few missions where enough German soldiers have an MP44 that you can actually get a significant amount of ammo off for the damn thing.
Stay low!
What is he supposed to be providing cover, not charging ahead?
You know what? I'm okay with him absorbing all of the bullets with his face, because only one of us is invincible, and it's not me.
He's got Bren gun superpowers. That's like that'd be like the worst thing though, you know, like sitting out in the middle of this snowy field, just hearing all the gunshots going off everywhere, and knowing eventually, you know, it could be your turn.
I get the feeling that that's something that went on a lot with all of these networks of bunkers. You're actually going to be seeing a fair number of bunkers in this mission, which is kind of cool, considering the discussion in the thread that we had of all of the Europeans in the thread saying, oh yeah, there's this other World War II bunker that's just right near me.
They built them so strong most of them couldn't actually get rid of them afterwards.
Yeah, it's basically, that's the point, is it's easier to either repurpose them or just ignore them than actually to knock them down.
I mean, they built the damn things right. You've got to give them that. Though I will say that as an American, I didn't really realize that, there were still so many bunkers around, and they still had such a connection to the communities that they were in. I mean, because pretty much everybody knew about one of these bunkers, and the reaction to them was, yeah, this thing is so cool!
Yeah, even in Australia, due to the few sort of pokes the Japanese actually made at us, yeah, we've got bunker. We used to have like bunker networks and stuff as well, and we've still got a few out in the wilderness that are all fenced up and everything, so you can't muck up in them.
There's a few things like that on the west coast of America, but America is so freaking huge that unless you already live on the west coast, you're not going to have any connection to them.
We need to blow up that flak gun. Go!
Also, yes, I did just partially blow myself up with dynamite.
Oh, I thought you got winged by a bullet.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Because I was thinking if you got exploded,
oh well.
it would
No, that was the dynamite.
Would have taken more health off, I would have thought.
Well, I was around a corner, so I mean, I was very surprised that I was able to get hit by that in the first place. It's so nice having an ally take point. I've been doing that so much the last couple of missions, and it's so nice to have an ally doing that for me.
The big twist in the campaign is suddenly, at some point, Waters turns around and starts speaking at you in Russian and makes you lead the way, while he stands like a kilometer behind you.
Oh god, that would be like the biggest fuck you ever. It would also be hilarious, and I wish I could mod this game a little bit more than is reasonably possible to do so I could do that! I actually did do a fair amount of investigation. I actually lost about 8 hours of my life seeing what you could and couldn't do with modding in this game before I started this LP, and the answer is almost nothing.
Oh, really? That's surprising.
It's not like a Source game where they provide you a console and you can do a bunch of stuff. Basically the techniques that I used to give the special ending to Dark Messiah that I did. There's no real accessible console here. Messing around with resources is basically a great way to corrupt your installation, and it's really hard to do anything properly. It's a symptom of how tightly packaged this game is. I mean, I haven't really been able to mess with this game too much because it's very well polished. It's just well put together. And if you start disrupting that, well, yeah, you're going to break something.
I remember the good old days when you used to be able to take Red Alert and edit a few lines or something, ended up with dinosaur fights.
Oh god, the things I used to do in Red Alert 2. Good grief. I used to bring my computer to his knees by turning everything into like nuclear explosions and just doing hilariously stupid things.
I remember a bunch of StarCraft maps that were like that.
Good show, Evans. Bloody decent work.
Also, Waters is kind of a dick.
Yeah. You've just found a career blowing up flat cannons. That's going to come in real handy once the war ends.
Also, it's not like you're already like 200 miles behind enemy lines, and you might have found a career though. I mean, just maybe. We'll see how this day turns out.
I do like the that little quiet sort of wind whistle that's got going, whooshing through the bunker there.
The atmospherics in this mission are done very well. Even if you just look closely at the soldier textures, like Waters has snow on his knees and elbows because he's been going prone. You can see that most easily at the start of the mission. They're nice little touches that Infinity Ward took great care in adding.
Hello, boys. Smashing good use of mines. No time to chat. We'll be moving north to find those V2s now.
Well, hey, red shirts.
Move along.
I was actually really happy when Waters explained that they were mines the first time I played this game, because it looked like the trucks just sort of spontaneously combusted.
I was actually going to say I'm glad they don't make trucks explode that easily anymore.
Yeah, they were anti-tank mines.
I know German workmanship was pretty shoddy by the end of the war, but that's just ridiculous.
Sadly, they never learned the lesson in their cars, and the Yugo would still get built.
It's a sharp contrast to the Schwimmenwagen, which was so well made and so reliable that it was a car that you could just put a propeller on the back and attach it to the drive shaft, and it would become an amphibious vehicle. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, I still think Schwimmenwagen is quite possibly the cutest name for something. Like, I could just imagine this little VW just like puttering through the water.
I wish I could find the video back of it where it did exactly that. If I could find the video of it, I would include it as bonus change on the end of this video. But it's incredible. There's just like 3 German soldiers just kind of standing proud and looking at each other of how awesome they feel for turning their VW into an amphibious vehicle.
The boat.
Though, I will say, with these other bunkers coming up, it will become very obvious why the term red shirt is incredibly appropriate for this particular SAS squad. Their AI for avoiding all of these MG42s leaves a lot to be desired.
You know, it's easy to be impressed by all those big rockets sitting down on those platforms.
Yeah, those are the things we're here to blow up. So yeah, you see that MG42 in the distance. It never had a chance in hell of hitting me. It will nonetheless shred the shit out of our SAS allies because they see fit to walk right in front of it instead of over the hill that I went into.
They're in front of it, like, peering and go, "Oi, what's going on here then?"
Pretty much. And they meet their ends exactly like Elder did. Running in front of an MG42 and getting stun locked. Fortunately, I'm not a fan of the MG42.
The MG42 is kind of like the gun that turns up to the gun party and just starts, like, making a whole lot of noise and ruining it for everybody else.
We don't have enough explosives to destroy the V2s completely. To get them fully fueled first so they can blow their own arse. Go find the controls in those bunkers and get those V2s fueled.
I have to say, Waters actually has a really cool plan there. It makes the payoff for this so much sweeter.
Well, that's what I would do. It's like, you know, they're sitting on the platform. Let's fire him at someone who's probably going to really hate it.
To be honest, I'm just slightly more intrigued by the idea that SAS or not, someone who had, I'm guessing, no prior experience of what the V2 was would know what to look for in terms of turning the fuel onto them. It's not like you can just hook up a jerry can and sort of fill them through.
It's almost that easy.
Maybe Waters thinks you can do that, and Evans here is actually a little bit smarter.
Yeah, well, you'll see, but it's almost as easy as attaching a jerry can and saying "best of luck."
Also, how many times have you played this level to get those blind grenade throws right?
Those weren't blind grenade throws, and more that I was hearing them. The footsteps are actually really loud. It's when you're in the game, so I just kind of throw those grenades and try to figure out where they're going to be when it explodes. But that said, I did 2 practice runs of this stage, and this clearing portion that I'm in right now is the most meticulous part of the stage because it is so easy to get flanked. The spawns here are very particular, and they have a tendency to come out of nowhere.
It's alright.
Looks quite easy to get backtracked as well.
Yeah, it's very easy to get turned around, and it's so easy to get flanked as well. I mean, like, one of the things that's very tempting is you can actually walk over that southern bunker that housed the MG-42 that killed all of the SAS, the one I'm entering right now, actually. You can walk over it and get around a lot of the fire. The problem with doing that is that the troops in the northern bunker, the one we just cleared, will very commonly spawn, and you'll have 5 very angry Germans flanking you.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah. This is a very particular clearing.
Any idea what the radio's saying?
It's the same thing that was saying back in like episode 4. It's literally the same voice clip.
He's been going at that for a while, and everyone's just getting really, really sick of it now. So no one's talking back to him.
Yeah, pretty much. That was why I shot it. I was actually hoping it would blow up and leave me in peace. Oh god.
Whoops. And then another one just a good measure.
Well, I mean, after you push the button, it starts cooking the grenade. So if you hold on to it too long, you're gonna be in a world of frickin' hurt. Another time I get really lucky. I mean, this entire clearing is very, very nerve-wracking because I'm never entirely certain how many Germans are over here.
I'm digging the music too. I'm liking the atmosphere. You know.
Jesus Christ, that dude comes out of nowhere. And it's only after it that you realize they've got something like a car and they posed no immediate lethal threat to you, but... God. So that's it, the V2s are fueled.
See, how would you know that? Really? I mean, really? Come on.
What, the levers didn't glow back then?
They don't now? Wait.
I wouldn't get my pants on in the morning if they didn't glow on the end of my bed.
It really is one of those things that, you know, when you stop for a second, it kind of makes sense that you should just laugh your ass off about it, but in the heat of the moment, you're just like, yeah, that makes total sense. Wait. Now, quite true to form, this is one of the most satisfying explosions in the game.
Yeah, it was so satisfying. Winner wanted to get as close as possible.
Exactly, I was going to say.
It'll blow your ass up, but it won't harm your teammates. I've never figured out why this is.
That's alright then.
Would have been cooler if they just, like, aimed them back at Germany.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think the guidance systems are on site though. I mean, I just went through all of those bunkers.
Yeah, they were. I'm pretty sure they were, because they were loaded into the... They had, like, not pre-programmed, but, like, pre-built guidance modules, I thought. Yeah,
Did they?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they weren't radio-controlled or anything like that. It was... Because they were essentially fire and forget. V1 certainly were, because you used to be able to... the way they stopped them was basically flying next to them and ramming them, and then knocking them off course.
Yeah, I actually heard that there was the concept of manned rockets in Germany for a little while as they got increasingly desperate as well. I believe that was something like the V1 half. I mean, it was a concept for the Vengeance rockets before they before they figured out a better guidance system that didn't involve somebody going all kamikaze.
That is a horrific thing to think about. It's like loading someone up into a rocket and saying, "Well, good luck, have fun."
Like I said, kamikaze. That's more or less what Japanese pilots did when they crammed their planes full of TNT just to ram into an American cruiser.
Yeah, there's limited evidence that it happened. So there was an organised ramming squadron right at the very end of the war, when basically the Luftwaffe was running out of pretty much everything. But I think they only had a couple of sorties because by that point there was so little fuel, they had nothing. They couldn't get any planes up anyway.
Yeah, the Luftwaffe itself was having difficulty even getting, replacement parts for engines at that point, because a lot of the parts that they were sharing with the Panzers obviously were getting diverted to the Panzers. So that is it for the British. They went out with a delightful bang.
Quite literally.
3 times.
Exactly. But next time we will be wrapping up with the Soviets, and they go out with an even bigger figurative bang. And Skillness, I'd love to have you along again. You've been an awesome boon to this LP, and I'd like to thank you properly during the credits.
Well, thank you very much. It would be my pleasure. So I will hopefully see you then.
So until we see you again, folks, I've been Cool Guy.
I have been the last robot guy.
And I've been Skillness622.
Take good care of yourselves and all those you love, folks.